Thanks for tuning in to the KRVN Sports Podcast page, your home for all of the local broadcasts produced by KRVN Sports. This page and the playback is brought to you by Hoegemeyer Hybrids, raising the bar on yield performance. Rural Radio Network, I'm Jason Jorgensen. What a tournament and what a season to remember for the Minden girls golf team, as on Tuesday they claimed the Class C NSAA state title easily, winning the state crown by more than 60 strokes. I had a chance to talk to head coach Whitney Maulsby, and she says it was quite a group to work with.
We did. It was such a great couple of days. You know, when you go last year, the last thing you remember is losing by one stroke, both individually and the team. It's a big motivator. And all year long, we focused on one shot at a time and managing the situation and only doing what we could control. And those girls went in Monday from hole number 1 to hole number 36 today and did exactly what they had to do.
And I guess that's kind of the way your season went. You were so consistent.
Very true. I'm so lucky to have these 4 seniors and this 1 freshman who are extremely dedicated and to the point where I can just rely on them. I can depend on them. And they do it on their own. You know, I drive them there, I walk with them, I chat with them, but they control everything. They know how to play. They know how to make good decisions. And you don't get a team that you trust like that very often. And so I'm very appreciative that they are just, you know, all around good golfers and good humans.
Well, it's one thing to win a state title, but it's another thing to dominate the way you did. That's impressive.
You know, it's interesting because they really were focused on going in on Monday and taking care of business because we just didn't know what the weather was going to do. And we even played out some scenarios of, hey, would we not play on Tuesday? Would we not have a chance to come back if we needed to? And so I think the big thing that really brought success for them was that they just right from the first shot took everything very seriously and never let up. And even going in today, you know, we still have that taste in our mouths of things not going our way always, even when we think they might. And so today, even with a big lead, I think they felt the urgency that they still needed to perform at their very best. And that just ended up being dominance. And we didn't expect it, but it was when that last putt went in, we were all shocked, but they worked hard for it. They earned it.
Had to take the stress off a little bit.
It did. You know, that's funny, but we all were so stressed still because we tried hard not to look at the big picture and focus more on the shots. And so it was still kind of stressful and anxiety driven until that last hole. And then, oh man, we all took a deep breath.
Well, I'm sure. All of the girls seem to have a great year, but what a year for Kaylin.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Kaylin, you know, today when she was going into the 18th hole, I said, when you work your whole life for something, sometimes it just happens for you. And that's the truth. Ever since she's been little, she has been very dedicated to the sport. Her entire high school career, she practices more than any human I've ever seen. She's out on the course all the time. It's her happy place. And today, all of that work paid off, and she just got exactly what she deserved.
And for her and Macy to go 1-2, I mean, that's pretty incredible too.
It's so great because they're so different. Their passion for golf and their dedication is very much the same, but their attitudes and their sense of humor and who they are is so different. And my favorite part was, you know, seeing them comfortably sit at first and second and still arguing. There were some weights on the tee boxes on the last 4 or 5 holes, and so every time they'd walk, Kaylin would meet us on the tee box and they'd have some sort of argument, and I'd have to say, girls, calm down, and we'd go to the next hole. So it was so fun to see them lighthearted and happy, competing with each other but still happy for each other. You don't find a family like that very often.
No, that's just great. Well, another title for the Whippets. It's got to make you feel great and the team feel great.
It does. We are very, very lucky for what we have, and we won't take it for granted.
And that was Minden girls golf coach Whitney Maulsby, and yet another state title for the Minden girls. For the Rural Radio Network, I'm Jason Jorgensen.